In the American West, power has always meant more than electricity. It has meant cooperation, linking distant communities across geography, politics, and generations. In the early 1970s, Utah's municipal power systems and their counterparts in California faced the same challenge. Where would future energy come from?
We're in an energy crisis now, and will be for some time to come.
We have at present an absolute shortage of natural gas. We cannot produce as much as we can use, as we are equipped to use in our homes and our factories. This situation is destined to continue indefinitely. And by indefinitely, I mean not only just the next few years, but as far ahead as we can
The answer
see.
began as an idea among neighbors, 23 Utah cities, joined by rural cooperatives, and 6 major California municipalities set out to build something together, something larger than any one community could do alone. It would be called the Intermountain Power Project.
The big thing was that it was a development project for the state of Utah, that it would provide employment, jobs, and stability in the rural economy. It was kind of a scary thing at the first. We were doing all these studies, spending all this money with no guarantee that the project would ever come to fruition. But since it has, it's been a great thing for cities that are participants, as well as the state of Utah.
The road to construction was anything but simple. In 1973, after the federal government announced changes in hydroelectric allocations from the Colorado River Storage Project, Utah's Intermountain Consumer Power Association began exploring new generating options. The first serious proposal envisioned building a large coal-fueled plant in Kane County in southern Utah, close to coal resources and the planned route of new transmission lines. But concerns quickly surfaced: limited water supplies, steep terrain, and the need for new rail access made the Kane County site impractical. The search shifted north to Millard County, near Delta, where water from the Sevier River system and open, level land offered better conditions.
At first, Utah Power and Light said, no, we don't want it to go to Millard County. That's one we want to save for ourselves. But the answer was, well, we've got to have some location, and this gets us away from the environmentalist concerns. This gets out on the West Desert.
Those negotiations continued for years. Utah's municipalities needed assurances that their interests would be protected. California's public power cities required confidence that contracts would meet their legal obligations under California law. Every clause, construction oversight, operating authority, transmission ownership, even how coal deliveries would be shared, was argued, analyzed, and rewritten until consensus was reached.
When I came on board, the project was not under construction, but financing had started. There had been 2 financing issues, 2 bond issues prior to the time I came on board, earlier in 1981. And then after I came on board, there were 2 more that year, throughout the year of 1981. Construction actually started with groundbreaking in October of 1981.
Ground was broken on a site of more than 4,600 acres outside Delta, Utah, launching the largest public power construction effort in the nation.
It had been talking about for several years, whether it was coming or it wasn't coming, and if it was actually going to happen. And then when it actually started construction and things happened, then people started getting interested and trying to find a way to make it work for them. And for several of us, it did work out.
Black and Veatch served as architect-engineer and Bechtel Power Corporation as construction manager. The first shipment of coal arrived by rail in July 1985. Unit 1 achieved firm operation in 1986. Unit 2 followed in 1987. But beyond the steel and concrete, the project built something even more enduring. A skilled workforce. From the start, IPA and its operating company, the Intermountain Power Service Corporation, made a commitment to hire and train locally.
They decided to train their own people. So we started out with not many experienced people, and they set up a 3-year window to train us, the initial people, to be ready to run it. Because we started in 83, the first of 83, and the first unit was starting up in middle of 85 and 86, and so we were ready. These groups that we hired, we probably hired about 300 to 400, who had no experience at a power plant. Entry-level people that had no experience, they were locally connected. They were from Millard County, their spouse was, or grandma or somebody lived there, or some connection. So they wanted to be there. IPSC was such a good place to work. We had such good pay and benefits that it couldn't do any better. If you just want to work at an industrial facility, there was nowhere to go to improve your situation. And so if you like the location, you don't leave.
Hundreds of Millard County residents gained new skills and stable careers. What began as a temporary construction boom evolved into a permanent, self-sustaining community of professionals, engineers, control room operators, and maintenance specialists recognized nationally for safety and reliability. Between 1987 and 2017, the plant's equivalent availability exceeded 95%, ranking among the best in its class. The Intermountain Power Project quickly became the economic heartbeat of central Utah. Payroll and purchasing supported nearly every business in Millard County. IPA's property tax payments, over $9 million annually, funded schools, emergency services, and local infrastructure. A 2010 Utah Foundation study confirmed IPP's statewide impact. Roughly 0.6% of Utah's GDP, 4,600 jobs, and $222 million in household earnings every year. For the families who work here, it became more than a paycheck.
They had stuff in place when the influx started. You know, they'd already built a couple of schools, built a new hospital for the community. They'd helped them upgrade their water system and sewer system, and everything was in place when the people started showing up, which was a big deal.
By the 2010s, a new energy landscape was emerging. Natural gas prices fell, renewables rose, and policy debates intensified.
Thousands of demonstrators gathered just steps from where President Barack Obama made this commitment to the American people last week.
We will double this nation's supply of renewable energy in the next 3 years.
A key component to Obama's economic stimulus plan is a focus on clean energy.
In 2006, California enacted Senate Bill 1368 and Assembly Bill 302, establishing limits on greenhouse gas emissions that made coal-fueled generation no longer viable for its utilities after their existing power purchase agreements expired in the 2020s. Similar vintage power plants across the West began to close. IPA faced a pivotal question. Did it follow that path or find a new one?
IPA was able to work with the legislature and get its life extended, and so then IPA was in a position to make a renewal offer. So then initially the thought was this renewal offer is going to be for more coal. That's what we built, that's what we've got, that's what we know. We'll make an offer, IPA will make an offer for more coal. Then the Californians started saying, no, we can't accept an offer. And we can't accept an offer because of something called Senate Bill 1368, which did not interfere with our existing contract, but did not allow the California purchasers to enter into a new contract or extend. And the limitation had to do with carbon emissions.
A lot of people have built their lives around the Intermountain Power Project, and for it to just close down would be a total disaster. We want to continue the project post-2027 when our contracts expire, and so that's why we're undertaking the repowering.
So the question is, well, what will qualify? Well, what will qualify is combined cycle gas.
After nearly 2 years of negotiation among more than 30 participants, IPA executed renewable power sales contracts in 2017, extending the project's life through 2077 and launching IPP Renewed, a transformation from coal to natural gas and hydrogen. 2 new combined cycle generating units, each capable of roughly 420 megawatts, were constructed beside the original plant, taking advantage of existing land and access to water and regional electricity transmission systems. The new turbines began operation in 2025, capable of blending up to 30% hydrogen with natural gas, with a vision of ramping up to 100% hydrogen utilization by 2045. The transformation is financed entirely by project participants, no state or federal subsidy, demonstrating that long-term cooperation still works. The new IPP Renewed facility represents the next generation of power generation. Reliable, best-in-class natural gas-fueled capacity, complemented by seasonal, dispatchable, renewable energy storage. Hydrogen produced from renewable energy that otherwise would have been curtailed will be stored in underground caverns and used for dispatchable electricity generation during peak demand or when solar and wind resources wane.
But I think it has a bright future because the salt caverns are there for storage. The fact that hydrogen is emerging technology, I think we're going to see IPP in business for a long time.
Beneath IPP lies a vast geological salt dome, perfect for storing hydrogen and other energy resources safely and in large volumes. The adjacent ACES Delta project, developed by Mitsubishi Power and Chevron New Ventures, has solution mined 2 massive salt caverns capable of storing hydrogen energy. Compared to conventional utility-scale battery farms that hold 1 to 2 gigawatt hours of energy, the ACES Delta caverns offer hundreds of gigawatt hours of long-duration storage capacity. It's a vision of the future, clean, flexible, and firmly rooted in Utah's natural landscape. IPP Renewed brought with it a second IPP construction boom for Millard County. A new natural gas pipeline was extended to the IPP site, At peak construction, more than 1,300 workers were employed on site. The new plant will allow IPP to continue as a major employer, taxpayer, and economic driver of the central Utah economy. For Utah's participant cities, long-standing layoff and recall rights remain, offering flexible access to IPP power and energy storage capabilities.
But we will have additional availability for many of our employees to continue working out at the plant site. Many of them will have to migrate to a different line of thought, going to natural gas versus coal. But I think, pipe fitters are pipe fitters. People that know how to run and purify water, they know how to run and purify water. And so a lot of those folks are going to be able to continue right on.
Nearly half a century has passed since the first conversations about a cooperative power project in Utah. In that time, technology has changed, markets have shifted, and politics have evolved. But one constant remains: the power of cooperation. The Intermountain Power Project demonstrates that diverse interests, urban and rural, conservative and progressive, large and small, can find common purpose when they share responsibility and reward. The project's history offers lessons worth remembering: that regional partnerships can achieve what individual entities cannot; that prudent flexibility, downsizing when growth slows, repowering when markets change, can preserve both assets and communities; and that the measure of success is not just megawatts delivered, but trust sustained.
By respecting each other, by understanding each other's needs and desires, by looking for solutions, by being patient and working through them together, it can work. And so my advice would be to learn from what we've accomplished. We've gotten this done without a lot of litigation, without serious problems. We've worked through some pretty significant issues. I think we can continue to do that if we have the same attitude, and that is a willingness to listen to each other, a willingness to look for solutions that work for everybody, and a realization that there is something of value here that needs to be preserved. So I think what we learn is this cooperative effort can work, and it's worth doing.
Today, as electricity demand surges again, driven by data centers, electric vehicles, and the electrification of industry, Intermountain Power Project stands ready to meet new challenges. With participation agreements extended through 2077, the site's future is open and adaptable. Its advantages are unmatched: abundant land, secured water, direct transmission to grid access, a skilled workforce, and a community that understands energy production. As IPP operations transitioned in 2025 from coal to natural gas, and a dispatchable, renewable energy storage using hydrogen, Intermountain Power Agency remained aligned with the State of Utah's Operation Gigawatt initiative, exploring other potential uses for IPP's legacy coal units, as well as possible development of new generation technologies, including advanced nuclear that could someday join IPP's evolving portfolio. The lesson is clear: cooperation, flexibility, and resilience create opportunity. What began as a coal project has become a platform for the energy systems of tomorrow.
You could say the participants have gotten the benefit of their deal, which they have. You know, it's been financed, it's been operated, it's done really well, we've got the power, and they could have said, okay, you know, it's time for us to shut it down and clean it up and move on. But it's been a good project between California and Utah. It's worked really well. It's been good for Utah, it's been good for California. And so, number one, there's loyalty to the Utah communities. We'd like to be as supportive as possible. There's loyalty to the staff at IPSC. There's loyalty from LA to IPA. IPA's got its loyalty to the Californians and IPSC. There's a lot of goodwill, and it's important to build on that goodwill and to maintain that goodwill. There are also good business reasons why it can be done. So when you combine the goodwill and the business reasons, it can work. We can keep going. It can continue to be a good partnership.
From its earliest concepts as a Kane County coal project to its future as a Millard County regional energy hub enabling an array of energy resources, the Intermountain Power Project proves that cooperation is not a one-time act. It's a way of doing business and a way of life. Through every transition, one truth endures. When people work together across boundaries, they can build things that last for generations.